Hello, Nicholas here, DIVO TED Talks, Devoted Talks. I'm Nicholas and I'm in my studio. What do you say? I say, welcome. What do you say? Here. Welcome here. Welcome here. I don't know what I'm doing. I told you in previous episodes, I just hit play and then I see what comes out. And a lot of times it's very fruitful. So let us see where this goes. So, why did I feel compelled to tell you welcome here? I felt like levity was needed. Perhaps this message finds you today when it's felt heavy, when it's felt like a drudge, a drag, whew, those moments when you're like, why? 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 And the answer is sometimes because. And if you know the Wizard of Oz, because of the wonderful things he does. We'll have to see the wonderful Wizard of Oz. It'll be one of my greatest pleasures one day to bust into a song and dance and singularly flash mob you on my TED Talk. Oh, that being said, because. Look, things are what they are meant to be because they are. How do I know where I'm supposed to be? Because I'm there right then. Think about light changing. Think about the last minute remembrance before you walk out the door, and that completely shifts your day. Think about people escaping death or things that could have potentially been fatal, but they took a different train, they took a different path, they followed a different instinct or whatever, and it was different. The crazy part is that it was meant to be that way because it is that way, but it could have been different, yet it wasn't. So how would we know what it was meant to be except for the fact that it is what it is now? Right? Yes, you could always review and say, wow, I got lucky. And that's a beautiful thing to feel, man. I avoided certain death this time. Is that a lesson for some people? Absolutely. Is that just a cool realization for others? Yeah. Which one's right? In the last podcast, we talked about that. It doesn't matter, right? Either everything has meaning or nothing has meaning. But where does meaning come from? You, me, our experience, and our programming create what meaning we place or take from a situation. And that's a beautiful thing because that's the way it is, because that's the way we were designed, because that's the way of the human nature and life and existence as it is now. And if it is to be different, it will change. But at that time, we won't know the difference because it'll have changed because of all the wonderful things it does. Because of all the wonderful things you do. Why are things this way? Why did it happen that way? Why must things be this way? Because they do. And if they could be different, they would be different, but you wouldn't know the difference. And so suffering is in wishing it were some other way while trying to exist in the moment as it is. Why I suffer that way? And the answer is for some people, because that's what they're supposed to do, because that's what they were trained to do, because that's all they know to do. What about that person over there who found peace and a cessation of the fluctuations of their mind? Yogaschitta vriddhi narodaha. Yoga is the cessation of fluctuations of the mind. They achieved yoga. Why? Because of all the wonderful things it does. And because, why not? Why not? It's hard. I say this right now and I'm just in the flow and I'm just in the energy and I can easily just flippantly be like, yeah, because. When in reality, I know where that challenge lies. I know where that struggle lies. I know what it is to be in the fray and feeling like you are in the fight of your life and you're just trying to survive and dodge the next uppercut and dodge the next right hook. Why? Because of all the wonderful things you learn. Life can be a slog. Life can be draining. Life can be this beautiful font of everlasting energy and excitement and joy in life. Why? Because we all get to have the experience we most think about. Earl Nightingale, I've quoted him before, you become what you think about most. So if you're thinking about suffering, that's what you're going to get more of. If you're thinking about how hard it is, that's what you're going to get more of. Because of all the wonderful enlightenment it creates. That's why. Why do we come into this body? Why do we come into this existence? Why do we come into this challenging three-dimensional world predicated on polarization and opposites and gunas and a trinity of, spirituality and yet a duality of experience? Oh, wow. I didn't even think, what? A trinity of spirituality, but a duality of experience. Oh my gosh, that's going to be the whole next topic on that podcast. Whew, I don't even know where to take that. Oh my gosh, that's kind of mind-blowing. Hopefully I won't forget it for the next one. And why do I sit down and press play and then just see what comes out? Because of all the wonderful things it produces, or I'm able to channel through me, or I'm able to let loose into the world. Why am I recording this when I don't have very many listeners right now? Because of all the wonderful things it can cause. The ripples, it might be one person that it changes their whole world. It changes their whole life. Or maybe I record it now and then somebody 10 years from now finds it and it's exact right words to save their life. Why? Because of all the wonderful things he does. You are a beautiful creation. You are a powerful creator, and you manifest the world in your image through you making meaning of all the things that you see, of all the things that you do, and all in totality that you are, you have, and you will be. Why? Because of all the wonderful things you'll learn, all the wonderful things you'll do, all the wonderful things you become. Be well, be free.